are going to be full though, especially when you're shooting against the likes of this young man. Actually, old man. Slasher's still putting up numbers like this. 30 plus.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable, and often when we look at the lower bracket runs from Slasher, he is the staple for his teams to get through as deep as they possibly can. So let's see what we get here. We've got Vault Hardpoint, two of our top teams in the CDL based on overall standings. The Carolina Royal Ravens taking on the Los Angeles Thieves. Let's get it on.
I feel like every time I spawn in on some Vault Hardpoint, it's the same exact story. Which team is going to be better off the rotation from P3 to P4? Because that money hill is the difference maker. To start off this one though, LA Thieves on the preferred side. They find the initial couple of kills. They're already soaking up a lot of this P1 time. But you see the sponsor Carolina a little bit scattered, but Thieves are able to handle it.
Yeah, really nice job here from LAT. Oh, Ghosty just slides underneath the aim of Gwyn. So now just down to Slasher, trying to hold on to this position, wait for help. And he's able to find at least a little bit of information. Doesn't win the gunfight though. Hydra having a much better start than when he was starting off versus Miami. A 4-0 for LAT, and they're gonna find the first opening 22 seconds as well.
Thieves look a little bit more on point so far in this opening HP. They take 22 seconds off of that P1. They win the rotation over towards New. You do have one player though from Thieves who is gonna spawn out though. Thankfully, you're able to find at least one kill. If you are Ghosty in this position, just stay out. You know that your teammates have the back covered. All you have to do is watch their front.
Scrap, nice damage coming through. Pistol out, finishes off Gwyn. That's all four dead. Oh, wow, what a start here for LA. 31-9. Carolina spawning all the way across the map, and now Ghosty can put a little bit of damage into this rotation. Almost able to line up a couple, but only finding one. Envoy the next one up defensively as he's got nade speed tossed all over him. Still alive and well, though. None of the nades actually hit, it's just stuns. He's shaking off that effect, now can hit on this little mini pinch. Finds the first hardpoint, goes open, but Thieves still spawning close.
Yeah, Thieves have the cross as well, so no one's gonna cross for free, or even if you do, you're gonna be absolutely one shot. I'm gonna send in my teammates to close it out, but Envoy on 4 in a row. Tries to line up another, but his teammate assistance is able to find that kill, but LA Thieves, it doesn't get any better than this to start the hardpoint.
This feels like Madrid all over again, when it was 250 to like 90. If not even worse than that on a couple of the maps. This has not been a good start at all for the Ravens. 0-5 for Slasher. Not often you see that, and they're gonna be late to rotation to 3 as well. I mean, the Thieves are just winning on every front of this hard point right now.
Oh yeah, outclassing them on the fundamental aspect, winning all those clutch one-on-one gunfights. Now into the mixing part of the Vault HP. When you get over towards that P3, you're just stuck in a decision where we're gonna play hard as hell for art, or we're gonna play for a lot of this hill time. Carolina have to play for the hill time. You still have a couple players trying to get aggressive over towards art, but they get cut down, but you're still down by 60.
Yeah,
the hill.
Yeah, 35 seconds still to play for on P3. You've got time to rotate if you can win your next set of gunfights, but you have to get some hard point time. Finally, TJ gets himself a double. Maybe opens the door for a little bit more progress on the rotation as Ghosty tries to slide into the hill. It is immediately denied. Hydra trying to hold the front line, trying to keep the Thieves on the left side of the minimap. Spawns are still there for now, but Vivid, his double opens up some space and maybe he can block. Nope.
Yeah, Vivid's the farthest player pushed up. Once he gets straightened out, you know your teammates are already coming off the respawn at ammo. So now 3 rotations you have already lost. Need to find a break early on in towards this P4, and usually Thieves are the best holding team in this map, so this is not gonna be easy.
No, not at all. This has not been at all a good start for the Ravens. Need to produce something here. Tough gunfight for TJ, can't quite track down Ghosty. Scrap Hydra also following up, and with that happening, again, that's another 15-20 seconds that Thieves are gonna get for free before Carolina can even attempt to break this hill.
And this is where Hydra can continue to just set the pace.
Oh no.
Super aggressive over towards Cat, finds another double on the feed. Carolina's second attempt there at the break instantly gets shut on down. This score line might just continue to get more and more disgusting because LA Thieves can do no wrong.
This is not it. No, not at all. Another 4 down for Carolina. We're talking 4-13, 4-9, 8-12. Just no one is shooting back right now. And to be fair, I mean, Thieves are putting Carolina in the worst possible positions they could possibly be in. And that's just, again, just macro gameplay coming up really nicely for the Thieves.
Take a 100-point lead after the first set of hard points. Absolutely perfect. I know my guy Nate Shot is just sitting there like, thank God the boys are back. The super team is playing like we expect them to. But if you're Carolina, you need to wake up. You need your ARs to start to slay. You need your SMGs to start to set some pace. And you also need someone to hop in that hard point.
Well, right now it's all Thieves. Carolina trying to chew back into this game. But let's see how the Thieves are vibing in our first listening with LA.
Close. One more. Nice. 3. Cat. Let's go, Cat. Nice. They're spawning white. Spawning white. I'm out with hardbox. I hardbox. You? Ivor close.
One shot right. 2 in, 1 on the right. 2 in, 1 on the right.
Two more.
I
Close, they're all over here. Let's hear.
Ivor close.
He's lane closed.
Nothing at our side, nothing at our side yet.
In double doors.
Nothing at our side either. They're just camping, bro.
Yeah, two outside.
Too close.
Wait in flasher.
Two on close.
Open, weak.
I have the right, I have the right.
Open, weak.
Yeah, I'm pushing on short.
Two on time. You might be running a mid.
Right then.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice
Ivor
one
help
down.
me,
Nice
Ivor
one
I
down.
got time. Yo,
Already
outer trees.
mid.
Dan, outer trees. Dan, outer trees.
One outer trees dead.
One white.
Weak.
Go to the back.
On the god eating
They
for
might have
Nemo.
sucked the
They're
spawn.
spawning in the back.
Two and one in the back. Yeah, one front somewhere.
Yeah, elbow.
Cat.
No. That's
Elbow,
good.
elbow, cat. Cat, two in the back.
Yep, cat, two in the back. Cat steps right now. One over, three front.
Hold one shot.
Cat.
One shot.
Cat.
Cat, first guy.
Nice.
Mid. First guy, Vivid, then Slash.
In the back.
All in the back.
Nice.
Nice, bro. I'm gonna go cat.
They're gonna
I'll
go mid.
cat.
Yeah, I'll go mid.
I'm my front.
In the back again, going oil. Oil in front.
I've cat. I've looked
Yeah,
at
oil in front.
it.
Oil in front.
I saw him.
Nice
One more
three.
cat.
One more.
Cat stairs. Dead.
I'll come.
Nice. Spawn in front.
spawn
Spawn in
out.
front.
Yeah, hard block for me. I'm already in hookah.
Outer elbow.
Two outer elbow. I got one. Never mind. Two square, one elbow, one mid.
I'm pushing elbow cross.
Two cat. There's gonna be two cat.
Yeah,
Get this
one.
one.
Top cat. Two of them.
Ivor help Paco. I don't see nothing cat. Over short.
Big 15 here, boys.
Top short dead.
I got it.
Yeah, we can just
Army. Nice. Top cat.
Nice.
Flipping. Those two flip. No, I think
Yo, in the back of me, Ami.
One from white, probably. He's not sure.
I'm challenging the statue, Paco. Nothing statue.
Yeah, he's top white. Top white each. Top white.
Outer roll.
And then side ammo.
Play for the time.
Yeah,
Side ammo right up on the edge.
Shut up.
Nice.
Fucking
Yo,
stupid.
Top white. I'm
Slasher
blocking
mid.
white. I'm
Slasher
blocking
mid.
white. I'm going down.
They're spawning with
Shit,
you.
haircuts as well.
They're spawning with you.
Yo, slow white.
Lion teach. They spawn on me. They're spawning on me.
Nice, slow white.
Or you.
Yeah, you.
Oh, that's a little bit more like it if you're a Thieves fan. 204 to 53. Jay, we sing one song and one song only moments like this. Smacking that ass.
Yeah, this is one of them B2A map number ones here for LAT. You can just tell by the comms. They are flowing. Even though it does sound frantic, that's just high energy. They are giving everything that they possibly can into this map number one. Carolina have yet to have a response. You only need 40 seconds to close out map number one, and they might have a better performance than the last time at Major 1 versus Carolina here.
Not a single thing has gone well for Carolina.
Jesus
Thieves
Christ.
have done everything perfectly. And it's not stopping. Trades are immaculate. We're going to go to P4. This map is going to be over 38 seconds, it feels like, as Carolina are still on the way in.
Need to find a couple kills to work your way on into the more difficult hardpoint that we have here on Vault. Gonna take your time, try to find a slow, steady approach through mid-Lion. Scrap finds the first, Hydra with an AR finds the second. I'm delusional, I'm feeling myself. The pistol can also close it out.
Wow.
But the Thieves are just not letting anyone close to this HP.
This has been an absolute smackdown. Oh my God. And yep, just let the gameplay speak for itself. Everyone's feeling themselves, the vibes are high. Last 5 seconds, Carolina gonna try to test it, and Ghosty may get overwhelmed here, but help is on the way. Envoy right there with it. Does he get everything? He very well may. That stun doesn't fully land. It doesn't make a difference. Envoy just needs to find the final, and Hydra will pick it up and put him to bed. 250 to 65. Are we kidding?
I'm telling you, I think that's the same exact scoreline that they did at Major 1. They might have got 69 points. But there is absolutely nothing that Carolina could do there in that opening HP. You're laid off of every single rotation. When you're trying to develop on some of these long routes, there's players from LA ready to meet you. And they were just simply not missing shots. I'm not blaming that on anyone from Carolina. No individual struggle there. That was the entire team just not playing well.
As a reminder, it was 250-66 on Skyline, 250-47 on Hacienda. Woo. So not only has Carolina only won a single map versus these guys, they've also been put nearly in the 50-point club 3 different times. Holy smokes. Absolute, there's no words. There's just absolutely no words. The numbers say everything.
You couldn't get a trade.
No.
You could have put that damage up. But let's just start talking about map 10.
We still got a whole highlight package to watch.
No, we don't even need to watch it though. Like LA just did what we expected them to do when they walked into the major. Be the best team in Hardpoint. You just outclass them in every single aspect. The fact that they had the rotations the way that they did on a map like Vault, where they usually aren't putting the rotation as their main focus, that just tells me that they were playing a step ahead. The comms you go to are listening, confidence is there. They could literally do no wrong.
It's really, since they got to the first P2, comfortably with their setup, they're allowing Ghosty to move forward, bump the hard point. That's the first 30 seconds. It's Ghosty on your side trying to figure it out. things start to get a little bit closer to the hill, but LA able to essentially flip spawns back around, put themselves in a good position to soak up most of the time, and then go to 3. Now you've got the map in your favor. It's just everything kept trending exactly to the timings that Thieves would have wanted. Carolina at no point chalked up their losses and played for all 4 members on a rotation to get themselves grounded again. Everything was just, we got to hit this because we're down by 80 points in the first 3 hills.
That's exactly what it is, man. You don't really have that part of your game plan anymore. Okay, we can chop our losses and bank on our setup at the new hill, because the way that the Thieves are shooting, they're winning all the one-on-ones.
Wow.
They're finding the initial kills to set up on these breaks, and that game flow is just absolutely disgusting. That's like an ocean, you know, and then like a flame going up.
Correct.
That's terrible.
I mean, we're talking 13 to 30 points from the actual money hills that you go. Then you go 53 to 65 points. The only time they really found was on P1.
Hey, man, you know, we thought when we were going to be able to cast this series that hopefully this was going to be the best one on the day.
Well,
that might have been the biggest dismantling of a hard point there at that one.
Wow. So now we talk about Hacienda Search and Destroy. Just forget about that one, I think, if you're a Carolina fan. Well, didn't have to watch much of it, which is maybe the good news there. Search and Destroy. That is the only mode that this team has had success versus the Thieves in. Hacienda, not necessarily one of the linchpins that you look at, though, and say for Carolina, this is a staple, this is a guarantee. It does feel a little bit more 50-50, I think, especially because Thieves have been the #1 team in Search and Destroy in this current stage. Big improvements across the board on every map for them.
Yeah, and one of the maps that they played was, I mean, one of the squads they played was Carolina.
Correct.
On this map specifically, where they were down 5-2. They rallied 4 rounds in a row. It was due to what Hydra and Scrap started to do, find multiple successful kills in those first bloods, giving themselves that man advantage. And for both of these teams in S&D, that is truly the story to why they find so much success in Search and Destroy. It's off of that first blood. So far on the season, though, for LA, it's around 8th, which is not the best, but the conversion rate is 2nd best in the league. On the opposite side, for Carolina, you're 4th best at finding first bloods, #1 in conversion rate. So that first blood battle is going to be massive in this game too.
On top of that, you also need to keep in mind that Hydra has, of course, been one of the staple members of not just this team, but in the league. He has really had an incredible stage. In particular, his numbers obviously look pretty outstanding in Search and Destroy. 1.33 overall KD. But more importantly, talking about that first duel percentage, 50% of his first bloods go the way of a win. So that's great news for Thieves as well. Kind of going back to that duality you talked about with Scrap. If he can find first bloods time and time again, you're going to have a lot of success if you're Thieves.
And you saw that a little bit so far this weekend when they played this map versus Boston. Like, they squared up with them. They lost that first blood fight. But the biggest thing is when they lose that first blood fight on the attacking grounds is where they were setting up a lot of their successful plays so far throughout the qualifier. You get that first kill, you instantly work the bomb plant, and then you just play your post-plant setup. It's just when that first kill goes the opposite way, someone now tries to make up for it, and then if you get caught, it comes back to bite you.
Indeed the case. And again, talking about the Thieves and their trending upwards in Search and Destroy, some of those wins that you see in the bottom there, very convincing. 6-3s, 6-2s, things of the nature. As LA will start us off on offense with a early and aggressive design towards B.
Oh, and someone gonna look through the crack. Initially trying to slow this round down. No, they send it in towards the B site. Gwen and TJ were ready and waiting. They open up with the initial 2 kills. Man advantage in favor of Carolina, but Hydra in a great position.
Comes down to find the time.
No way.
Oh, how does he win that gunfight that quickly? Vivid for the quick trade, though. Leaves Scrap by himself. 1v2 situation. Has Vivid caught. A little weird with the Audi movement, but the immediate follow-up is there for the Royal Ravens to take the opening round.
Yeah, it's a perfect blind counter there from the Ravens. Usually when you're watching the VOD sessions from what LA Thieves love to do on this map, it's early pressure every single time over towards A. So the blind counter to meet them at that rock pressure. Initial kills go your way. Keep the numbers in favor of the squad in blue. And Carolina able to take the first round.
Yeah, the opening design just didn't look like it was fully fleshed out there for Thieves, whether they were trying to play for information off nades or just trying to beat them to rock. It's a little strange there. So the SMGs for Carolina, like you mentioned, the blind counter works out nicely for them. Now their next attempt for their first offense. Similar ideas here, 2-2 split off, looking for some focus at mid then to beat.
Just gonna take their time. Try and gain some early information. Play calls and Slasher's playbook at S&D. Just play for picks. He's going to have 2 players right in front of him. Potentially he's going to get isolated.
Yeah, 1-for-1's not bad there, though.
Yeah.
Envoy was coloring outside the lines. TJ going to try to stick for the plant. He's got Scrap right around the corner. Nade's not going to land, though, so we got a post-plant situation, 3v3.
Yeah, Scrap just want to go with a solo chow mission
catch
here. He's going to wait. take his time for his teammates to get back into the play. Envoy at least strikes for one, makes it a 2v2. Scrap, it's your time to go.
Ooh! And Scrap just doesn't even bother waiting for help, says, I got this. Pops up, finds the first. Quick transition to deal with the second. And LA will find themselves on the board after what is essentially a 1v2 from Scrap right there.
Yeah, it's good stuff right there from LA to go with the spread map set up on their defenses. Even though Slasher found that first blood, just having 2 players on that right side towards well allows that trade to immediately come in. Scrap instantly gets the info as well. The bomb is going down over towards B. So take a look at that round again from young Scrap. Obviously, when we jumped into the comms, like, he was on point.
Oh, yeah.
The beamer is there. He's able to tie the game.
All right, back to the offense. Here we go. See what LA has in mind for us here. I would say one of the things they've found a lot of success with is kind of setting up that trap at secret. They've done a really nice job of executing on that, but instead, they're going to go right back to what they did in round 1, this time with the support of nades and a little bit of pre-fire. Carolina not going to be present here with their defense, not initially at least. And we're going to get a trophy system down to set up a very quick post point at B with Hydra on the pin. She finds one, slips away, and that's all you need.
Oh, this is where Hydra can just make play after play, able to find the initial 2. Numbers now in favor of LA. Trying to make up for it is Tej. He's only able to take down 1, and now it's Slasher left in a 1v3.
Yeah, and if Hydra keeps getting away with that on offense, Carolina is never going to be comfortable defensively. Yeah, no chance for Slasher there at mid. That's going to be an issue, legitimately. If they're showing full, heavy-handed, quick approaches towards one side or the other, but then Hydra's on your opposite side of the map as you're trying to rotate over, that's going to be so annoying.
Yes, the biggest thing is that they're doing it very fast, because initially if you're Slasher, you're thinking, okay, I spotted at least 2 to 3 players over towards Rock. So he's giving that comm to his team. They're all reacting to that comm, start hitting that rotation over towards B, breaking their setup down, and then Hydra just finds the opening. It's what he's able to do.
Disgusting stuff. 2-1 Thieves. Carolina back onto their attack now. I'm seriously worried if Hydra can get away with that same kind of pressure on the defensive side too. If he can slip through and get into the back lines of Carolina over and over again, that would be terrible news. This time he's playing a little bit more on top of the site with Ghosty. Got Envoy, the sole defender at A, with Scrap just watching for the pinch round back to office, which may develop here.
TJ's not going to check the right spot. He's going to work his way all the way through the backside here. Should be able to catch the freebie onto Scrap. Bomb is also going down at B. Ghosty should find this trade. Yes, he does. A little bit of assistance there, 3v3.
And if you're Carolina, to be a little bit worried about what's happening on the pinch, that's going to be Vivid who's watching for it. Everyone else is focused on the front and the side door. Everything covered, trophy systems, making sure the nades don't come in. Here comes the reattempt. Hydra, little shoulder. See Slasher on the top of Rock. Now making his way forward. Can they clear off the ability to clean up? Oh, how about this through mid-door? Just down to Hydra! Holy cow! Yep, letting him know. That is brilliant, though, from Hydra to push Slasher off the rock, slide in, clear out a little bit of mid-doors. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to, man. Just the patience right there from LA. No one goes single-handedly over towards Rock. Try to make a heroic play. They wait for the reinforcements to come on in through mid-connector. And then as soon as Hydra throws that initial shoulder, he's able to slip by Slasher, find that kill. Basically on the Gwyn, that's a 2-piece. Make it a 3, because Hydra just did it all again.
Yep. Wow. And now he's on 4. And LA is starting to really cook here on the Search and Destroy. 2-2 split off again for the Thieves. What does Carolina want to do? The only successive round they've had was beating Thieves immediately at Rock. So you want to try to play for an aggressive defense again. They've got TJ kind of floating aggressively through Rock Hall, but really nothing else beyond that.
Oh, but the timing there, good enough for Envoy. Slipped right by TJ. He's throwing shoulders at that B side, didn't spot anyone in Scrap, giving them some info that potentially the play's gonna come in towards A. Hydra's trying to strike for the first blood, but Slasher takes down Envoy. Win effective for the second 2v4.
Yeah, and Scrap can't find the trade through the fence. Why? Shots. Pistol out. Scrap realizing he's in a little bit of trouble. Ghosty trying to help. Pops the door, finds another. No way. Not a 2v4. Can't happen. Gwyn holding on the cross. And Scrap is still isolated right now, but he seems to say, go ahead and plan, I'm fine.
Oh yeah, because if you're the players from Carolina, you're trying to find this trade onto Scrap. Potentially thought you had him trapped in. He's just playing it super patient, 2 1-on-1s on both sides of the map.
Timing here, not necessarily ideal. Goes deep one side, cleans it up, no way. Not a 2v4, not a 2v4! Are we kidding? 4-1 Thieves.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter about the first blood fight because Carolina have found 4 so far in this round. I mean this game, but have only been able to take 1 round. That 2v4 there from Scrap and Ghosty. It starts with the first kill onto Vivid. Absolutely rips him off the heady. But then all the focus from Carolina, we have to try to play for that trade a lot quicker. It's just take our time there, allow Ghosty to maneuver around the map a little bit. He finds a second, sneaks his way on out. And in a 2v2, you just lose track of Scrap. That's what that round came down to, just losing track of players there.
There's just something in this matchup, it feels like, Jay.
Mismatch.
Yep. Carolina going to go to the very traditional break-off, looking for some success up top at the fire hall. They've been able to get stun to connect, nade to follow, but TJ's already dropped. That was your bomb carrier. So now Gwyn has to take the mantle. They have no information on what's down low. Scrap finds perfect timing. And Slasher from window with a little bit of assistance from Vivid at well. It doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good. Oh, gosh.
Now Slasher in a 1v4. Not going to stand a chance there. Thieves now at game point. Scrap single-handedly shutting out all that pressure over towards A. And if Carolina were looking for something to give them some kind of hope in this matchup, they have yet to find it or even come close to finding it.
Not even close, Jay. Holy smokes. This is an absolute beatdown. I don't even know what you do right now if you're Carolina.
Hey, man, we might have to go down 0-2, hit the bathroom break, come back fresh.
I'm saying. Hopefully Brian St. Mayhem, so I have some kumbaya ready to go. Because, wow.
Still in the destiny, though. Just need 5 rounds in a row.
It's casual.
Take this one out. Just LA Thieves back on the attack. Scrap on 4, Ghosty on 3. Going back with the 2-2 split, and Carolina just trying to go back to that aggressive play that worked. Just couldn't find the first blood this time around.
The timing and awareness for Thieves is so strong down that 2-2 split. We haven't seen any nades. We haven't seen anything up to the outside of the map, so they have to be rotating back through mid. You pick it up perfectly. RCXD out. Gwyn will say, no, not so fast. But again, you have someone already backside office. Like, it's just, Carolina have no ground to work with whatsoever. They've been able to find one. Trades are coming through. Gwyn gonna force himself into a 1v2 situation. Trying for a little turner here, a little bit of an awkward pass. But time is becoming an issue. 18 seconds on the clock. Got to find a way to put some pressure onto the bomb.
Oh, yeah.
And you still have Scrap sitting back. It just doesn't feel good. They've been able to clean up one. Scrap is just waiting. No way, dude. RCXD is going to clean it up. Oh.
Nah, these guys are just having way too much fun. The fact that you call it an RC after you find the first blood, you camp it, no one left alive besides the car. And then just not enough time there for Carolina to either blow it up or secure the
They couldn't find it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really know what else to say about this series. It hasn't been close. No, simply has not.
I mean, that moment right there, I think, summarizes the first 2 maps perfectly. Yeah, Scrap's already like, unbelievable. And it was so funny because you see it from TJ. It's just like, where's the car? Where is it?
Couldn't find it. You could hear it.
You could hear it. Couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it.
I killed the guy. Where is it? And then it just rolls right up on you. Unreal. Wow, this has been anything but close. 2-0 to Thieves. Scrap goes 10-3 in 7 rounds with 1,100 damage. Wow. That's all that needs to be said. It's just wow.
Yeah, you're letting 2v4s happen. You're finding multiple first bloods early into these rounds and then giving up that man advantage. Could not even work the objective on even one of those sites. You were easily retaken. Just right now, Carolina, I don't know if it's because like LA were more battle tested in that series versus Miami compared to Carolina versus Vegas.
Yeah.
But they are just the team we were expecting to go into this major. The number 1 seed for a reason.
Well, Vault Control is what we have coming up next. And again, news across any control map when you're facing up against Thieves comes off as bad news because they are the best team in control in this stage and the best league in the league, rather, I should say. So not looking good for Carolina at the moment, but who knows? Hit the bathroom break. Maybe they'll come back, find some energy, find a little bit of magic. But at the moment, it is all Thieves and what should be a premium matchup here at Friday. We'll see if they can find a way to bounce back as we come back after the break.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
What is the Classics freshman class? Every year throughout Call of Duty history, there's a new wave of talent looking to shake things up.
He is on a roll right now. It's right there. There's the house up.
And define what the next generation looks like.
Call of Duty World Champions.
So the question is, who's next? You got them suits. Most of you were born in 2006, so to put it in perspective, here's things that happened in the year 2006. Pluto is downgraded into a dwarf planet. Google buys YouTube. Steve Irwin dies. You guys know who Steve Irwin is?
No. I actually just asked him who that was.
Right? Champs is solidified. Now it's about getting that championship. We know how that momentum can get you the ring. And look at that trophy. What's that?
The best in Call of Duty history
right there.
We did pretty good in Black Ops 2. I think that thing is better. Let's take a look at the cash thing. Anti bridge. Yeah, our bridge is shield.
What's left? I'm cutting mid.
I'm not sure if I'm getting old, but I swear to God, Joe, sometimes when Celium talks, all I hear is yeah.
I'm trying to chop my cut. Purpose up cut for shot top.
Oh, we can't trouble this? Well, that's tragic. At least slow to middle.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I think that this side.
Nade hit one a couple times and stunned mid cut.
What am I doing, bro?
One guy's in sub.
They're gonna pounce out 04, great damage in. It's gonna be all on 04, they drop him! Lucky with both! Fickle is roaring and Heretics win! And he lets the crowd know! Silence! Big map 5s that Miami have gotten over Seattle Surge. Ghosty doing his best to do it. Here we go. 3 are going to drop. A chance to go. One person. It's Rods that's got to go clutch. From the position we saw Crypt do it, he doesn't do it. Ghosty able to put him down. They get on the point. Everybody's up. That's not going to hit. Second bit of progress done. They got to surge on forward. A BZ with 1. Can't get through. Cell and Sim connect. But you win it if you're Crypt. Of course it's Crypt. Time and time again, he wins his one-on-one.
The 2025 Carolina Royal Ravens team pack is available now. Each pack includes home and away operators, as well as this calling card for the barbecue after the smoke show. Next time you boot up, suit up at the in-game shop.
In case you're scrambling back to the stream to catch what everyone's talking about on Twitter or Reddit, this is how the Search and Destroy ended. Scrap, who was found earlier in the round, has the RC car hidden and tucked away, rolls right on up to the defuse with 9 seconds left, waits for it until there's not longer a chance to actually get the defuse, blows it right on up, and it's nothing but smiles and laughter for LA as they find themselves convincingly 2-0 up in the series, Jay.
And when you saw a look at the Carolina team pack there, what was their spray? It said smoke show? Yeah, that's currently what we're in. LA Thieves are just beating the hell out of the Ravens right now. Yeah, the fist bumps are a little bit dead as well. Nothing is going right now for Carolina, but series is yet to be complete. You need to win 3 maps. The only thing is you're going up against the best control team in the game. So Carolina, you need to figure it out. You need to figure it out very quickly.
At one point in this Major 2 qualifiers period, this was the #1 and #2 team in control.
Yeah.
They faced up against each other in Hacienda. We watched it. We actually casted that game, and it was just an absolute beatdown. So Your confidence, I'm sure, is not feeling super positive right now if you're a fan of the Ravens, but for the Thieves, everything seems to be trending back to the direction that you should have had as this tournament had started. A little bit of a wake-up call can go a long way, though, as we jump on in to map number 3, Vault Control, Ravens and Thieves.
And Thieves are going to be early on the attack. The break-off is such a big part in Control in general. They've already taken a lot of space away. Envoy has cat control. He reads 2 players early on towards the play. They find every single kill in the feed.
I mean,
and they're going for their B push. They already have ARC.
It's done. If Hydra stays alive and finds another kill, this B zone's already gone. Now, Nades could still land here. Second tick is already on the way through. Third coming in quickly, about halfway done. Scrap in the corner, able to find 1-0 more. So clearance is there, but that is a lot of damage dealt early by the Thieves.
Oh yeah, now you can instantly reinforce your way over towards A. You know that mid-map is definitely going to be open because Carolina had to invest every single player over towards that B Street side. But Slasher finding 2. He's going to slow down the aggressive approach here from LA. Envoy trying to clean it up. Slasher, unfortunately with the movement, not able to get out of dodge. But Carolina have been able to stabilize after that first initial push.
Jay, if you would have won that one, I would have had you hold me. That would have been too much. Back over to A, though, we go. First tick already going to be locked in. 51 seconds to clock here. And Hydra just shutting everything down on this pinch play, or at least watching this pinch pretty nicely. TJ Gwyn, a little bit of production here. Scrap trying to follow up on the damage that had already been tallied, and that's enough to clear off the zone, get the 3rd tick. Extra 60 seconds are in to find one more segment.
Oh,
at
man.
B, and Scrap is shooting.
And they're already on the B point. All they need is 1 segment. They already found the initial 2 kills. Make it another 2. The other players are coming off the respawn. They are not even going to have a chance to cross over towards B. And LA Thieves are just running them up, running them over.
Literally running him over. Oh my God, did anyone catch the license plate on that bus? Because holy smokes. I mean, it's just from the first break off, instantly to be 2 ticks more of that for progress. If Hydra just finds 1 elimination there, that's B done. I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, and realistically, LA don't make that kind of play initially if the first 2 maps don't go the way that they do.
Actually, yes.
They're absolute smoke shows, so LA thinking we can currently do absolutely nothing wrong as long as we do it together. Find all the kills off the break, guarantee 2 segments at that B point, draw the attention from Carolina to steer away from mid-map. And once you capture A, just a set of kills is all you need, and they were able to close out that round with ease.
Just some pulse, some sign of life here, Carolina, something. Nope.
Great start.
Oh my gosh. Instant clearance around A, Slasher in trouble, and now all of a sudden LA can just be right up front in your spawn, making you feel like you're just in hell.
Yeah, this is just not fun. This is not fun to play right now. If you're Carolina, you're thinking these guys got the super boxes, they might be hacking, a little bit of everything, because you can literally do nothing correct right now on the map. 20v28, you only found 2 kills. Finally, you find a couple to work out of your spawn, but that's 35 seconds already gone.
And Scrap gonna get stunned here at mid. Follow-up will be there for Carolina. A chance to get back over to A, but the defense off their respawn is already here. Stop it. Stop it. They're already dead. Stop it. 3 down. 1 more to find. And that's Slasher, and he's gone. 22 plays 16. 40 seconds ticking away, and
I don't know. We're looking for life, Alan. I know. We are looking for life, my friend. But with 30 seconds left, basically the last push here for Carolina. 2 gunfights don't go their way. Last 2 players alive have to take their time now. But this one just might be done. Yep,
my
definitely is
God. Holy smokes. Slasher just trying to find some sort of a win for Carolina on the scoreboard. Just on the kill feed. Anything. Nope, not there. Not going to happen there. Pause the clock for a moment. Now, this is just done. You can feel this. The capitulation of this map has already unfolded.
This is insane, man, because Carolina are not like a terrible team.
No,
they are a phenomenal
good
roster.
team.
They have gotten top 4 in every single tournament that we have thrown this year so far. It's just, I don't know, the Thieves are coming in different today.
Bro.
After that series versus Miami, where they had a couple really tight maps, they went back, hit the VOD sesh, had a couple conversations with Troy High Kyle Michaels, and they have yet to get caught slipping again. Only need 1 round to close out this day. I think earlier than yesterday. Like we had 5 matches today, we had 4 yesterday, but today might be quicker.
No, absolutely. I mean, Jay, this is one of those performances where this could break a team. Like this type of a loss can break Carolina. Not only because you feel like you're coming into this tournament as a top seed, but like you feel like you're really close to being able to kind of surmount all of the obstacles that come by the way the top teams are out there. But when you get beat up like this could very well break this Carolina roster.
You heard Chan say it on the desk. If you want to be the best, you got to be able to beat the best.
Not
Right
even
now,
coming
they
close.
have not coming close to even contesting them here. And LA back on the attack. A little bit of a better approach here from Carolina as they open up with that initial kill, but right back to the B play we go. First segment done.
Yeah, Gwyn's looking for spawn kills. No one's died, Gwyn. So, I mean, you got to come back to the play here. Finally, they're able to find at least some clearance of the B zone. A couple of decent trades come out, though, and that'll leave Hydra just by himself. Last one alive for the Thieves. And the timing of this may actually work out for him to actually put a little bit more pressure back onto B again.
But his teammates do fall at the wrong time, so that's 3 dead. Carolina can start to take a little bit of space away. Slash is already trying to aggressive up towards ammo, but he is going to get traded out. Envoy only able to take 1 down. But now LA, even with only 1 segment guaranteed, they're going to work this overextension.
Yep. Hydra gets through. Rest of LA is still trying to put something together from the front. Ghosty in a position to help here. Tough gunfight though with TJ. Doesn't matter. 3 dead. That's now an opportunity to isolate, and there's all 4 gone. Second tick of progress at B is done. Trophy system at the ready for Envoy if he wants it. Hasn't placed it yet, so Scrap will fall. He'll also be naded off the point, but that 3rd tick is really close to being captured.
Yeah, but you pull the focus again for Carolina over towards that B point. Frees up your teammates at A to earn some free segments. Envoy still contesting from bottom vault, so you're doing both things at the same exact time. Unfortunately for Ghosty, he gets taken out at that A point. Both players drop at B, so Carolina again able to stabilize. They're still up by 2 lives.
Yep, and Hydra putting pressure on the extension again. Now he's just trying to hit with his teammates. They know that they need to get the extra 60 seconds in some regard. Hydra committing, even though the nade had already come through, so he's weak. Leaving Envoy by himself, not able to snap up towards Vivid's direction. Over to Ghosty. Back over to the B zone. Nice response over through the middle of the map. But Carolina's got pressure in your spawn here, so Ghost is going to be a hero, and he almost gets the snap on, but not quite. 18 plays 13, and that might be it here for the Thieves on this offensive attempt.
Yeah, final 10 seconds. Last pushed in towards A. Too many corners to check there for Carolina. They're able to at least show some life in this series. Secure the defensive round. Once you find this kill on the Scrap, thank you very much. And Carolina finally put something on the board.
Yep. How do you follow up and get down to the offensive side and continue this? That's the big question, because that first offensive effort was there and then it wasn't.
It's the break-off.
Yeah.
It's literally all about the break-off. Whenever we're watching teams instantly get put into that spawn trap, it's because they're losing a majority of their gunfights right off the respawn. You can't do that because then you saw it on display. Like when LA Thieves are dying in your spawn, instantly when you're thinking, okay, that's 3 dead, let's work in towards A, they're already there to contest you because they created that extra layer for defense. But now it's got to be Carolina back-to-back offenses. They want to try to extend this series.
See what they can muster. Starts here, though. And they're going to go poolside. A long way around. Slasher finds a 1v1 up at the top of the B street. And now DJ in a spot to possibly catch the Thieves rotating back. But no, Scrap still finds 2 somehow. Caught it mid-map, but oh, almost finds a 3rd. Wasn't able to put himself onto 3 in a row, but the play towards B has been shut down, and you've got Hydra in your backline. At least you did for a time. Carolina can put their focus onto A here.
Yeah, it's a big kill onto Hydra. He was ready to break them again on that repitch. Now you have some cat control. Vivid able to find himself on the double. Should guarantee at least this first segment. Envoy with a big one-on-one on the OE. It's going to potentially set up this pinch. Carolina need to stack it.
Yeah, TJ is really dealing with a lot of this Thieves defense here at top cat. Deals with the first shot over to the second. Well done, but again, the zone has largely been cleared. Gwyn trying to work alongside him in certain regards over to the top of the A zone, but the defense is now coming off spawn. TJ, again, creating problems around the backside of this play as Carolina will full flood and get a stack on A.
Yeah, they have a double stack going. Second segment is going to be locked in, but TJ at 47 HP, not able to regen because that stun connects. Hydra's going to take his time on the gunfight, but he waits for his teammates to make himself into the play before he goes for the bait and switch. Third segment still being worked on, and LA Thieves are not going to give it up for free.
Yeah, time is running down, lives are running down. Pressure starts to amount here for Carolina, and that's 3 dead. Slasher, the only one left alive, can only make the play through B Street. Catches 1 through mid. Ghosty waiting to throw shoulders. A couple of tags here and there, but Carolina can actually refocus back over to A, especially with the chase down from Vivid. So 25.5 seconds still on the clock. Carolina's going to get the extra 60 with this third tick. Can they transition to B quickly, though?
Yeah, they have a lot of map control, so just keep this position. Don't take your time. Just try to clutch up on these one-on-ones, but Hydra again on the pinch, able to clutch up with the double. Map control in favor of the Thieves. You take care of Envoy, trying to be the aggressor. Be able to stabilize on this OE. But a minute left to go. We got to take some map away.
Essentially dead even to the live. Squid working on a route through mid. Slasher Vivid open up space through B.
Big
and
time.
Now here we go. Squid can actually get through here. One player up top, that's Ghosty. Trying to stay alive behind the chair, wins that gunfight, and now all of a sudden you've also cleared out one of the Ravens from the front. You've got a pinch developing from Envoy. He'll use that to make sure that B Street stays safe, and now it's a 6 versus 9 with 38 seconds, and this is do or die for Carolina.
That's so difficult right there because Carolina, that was the opportunity you were looking for. I just think the calm comes in from Envoy, working on that deep pinch, spots Gwen, work through low art, sets up Ghosty for that big one-on-one gunfight. But final 20 seconds, last push here for Carolina.
TJ's got to be the playmaker. Opens up an opportunity for Gwyn to step on to the point. 18 seconds left, and the Hellstorm's going to be called in by Envoy. TJ will drop. Gwyn will be red over towards vault stairs. He will also fall, and there will be nowhere for Carolina to go off spawn. Only player who may be able to test is over towards TJ, but as he drops, it'll be a very swift, very clean, very comfortable 3-0, and Carolina look broken.
Whew. So either they look broken or LA Thieves just look unstoppable. Maybe both, because the game doesn't get any simpler than that. Like, we're talking about winning every single rotation, winning all our one-on-one gunfights. We basically 60-point club them in map number 1.
Yeah.
You lose the first blood battle in map number 2. You're getting 2v4 clutches. You're getting 3v4 clutches. You're getting players to pop gunfights when they're realistically not supposed to. You dominate there. And then when you get to the control, being the best control team in the game, the first 2 rounds were an absolute smoke show.
Yep.
Carolina started to come alive a little bit towards the ending of the game, but Thieves just had too much of a lead there. And they know, even in that final defensive push, would Carolina have a life lead? Envoy takes his sweet time to hit the route. He's the safety net. Goes all the way through poolside, puts himself in position at ammo, stays alive, finds a kill, gives a calm to his teammates, and just makes the game so easy.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough, man, for everybody else left in this tournament, because if Thieves play like that, you stand no chance.
100%, but that was absolutely perfect. And again, like we keep mentioning, it's not a bad team. Carolina's squad had really proved themselves after coming in the Major 2 quals, 0-2 start. They start to tackle a really tough schedule, and they do it really nicely. Really building up our confidence that this team could be, again, maybe a definitive top 4, maybe even top 3 squad. But it just feels like no one right now wants to be the 3rd best team in the CDL. It's just so crazy. Like, Vancouver's sitting here like, I guess it might be us. Like, we're doing all the things we have to do because Carolina and Toronto continue to be like this hodgepodge of sometimes good, sometimes not.
Yeah, it's actually insane to me because I feel like Carolina are one of the more consistent teams that we have. They have such a great game plan of how they like to attack these games. It's just versus this team specifically that's